everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. As you guys can see from the title, today I am here to review the Nomad Cosmetics, I'm gonna butcher this, I know it, Harajuku Tokyo palette, which I shared with you guys on my Insta story, as well as my recent haul for the month of June, I believe. So I'm here to share with you guys swatches, review, my thoughts, and everything about this palette. So if you're interested, just stay tuned. All right, so let's start out with the actual brand. This is Nomad Cosmetics. They are new to me. I have purchased this from them. This palette is $37. You can get a discount if you sign up for their newsletter. I believe it is 15% off your first order. So if you are interested, you can get a percentage off. After that, I have not seen any type of affiliate codes, but I could be wrong. If I find anything, I'll link it down below for you guys, or I'll put them down there for anything else. But that's how I was able to get these, through that specific offer. And I wanted to purchase this one specifically just because this one is super unique to my collection. I only own 2 other pastel palettes in my whole entire eyeshadow collection, and I gotta tell you, this is, I think, my favorite one so far. So let's get right into the actual palette itself. So here you can see you're getting 15 shadows, you're getting some satins, and you're getting mattes, as well as these multi-chrome toppers, which are to die for. If this brand ever comes out with a palette just with this formula, I would be all over. Absolutely love them. So as you guys can see, the whole theme of this is pastels. It is based off of Tokyo, their atmosphere, and their way of life, and the names are based off of that. As you guys can see, you can see little kitty cats imprinted on there. Super adorable, super cute. This eyeshadow palette, at first when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Automatically thought pastels. Then as I started to look at it closely, I realized that these pastels are a whole different level of pastels that I've ever tried. If you've ever tried pastels, you probably think of chalky, a very light wash. You have to build them up, or you have to put a base with them, like the NYX Milk Jumbo pencil, which is what I've had to do in the past with other pastel shades. Even if it's just a single pastel in a palette that I've had, I've always had to put a base to make it stand out. Not with these. These are a soft, creamy formula that is very, very pigmented. If you do put a lot on your brush, you will get some fallout because it is a thicker formula. But as you guys know, with a thicker formula, you get more rich pigmentation in the actual eyeshadow itself. So there's not one in here that I can say that did not perform at all, did not play as it looks like in the actual palette here. They all look absolutely beautiful in the eyes. I have no complaint. My thing when I looked at this palette is I thought that these were odd in here. This black is kind of like a charcoal, and then this gray one. And you guys know that I'm not such a fan of the color gray, but this one is not your typical gray. This eyeshadow has like a dimension to it. It's kind of like a gray with a purple pink tone to it. It's really, really neat. Have you ever had a palette where you see you have a white, but then when you look at it or swatch it, it's more of a pink? That's what this one is. It's not a true gray. It's more of a gray with a purple pink shift to it. Super beautiful. This one right here is your true darkening shade. It's not super black, but it's not gray. It's right in between. It is your pastel black, if you want to put it that way. That way it's not super dark and it doesn't stand out completely on here. Now, as far as these down here, these are their multi-chrome. If you ever purchased a MAC Dazzle shadow or a pressed glitter pigment where it's a sheer wash, I know that Natasha Denona has those sheer wash, but they're in a cream form. Other brands may have them as well. These are pressed in here, and oh my goodness, they stole my heart. I have only used these right with my finger on my eyelids. No fallout whatsoever, stays put all day, does not crease. You do not need a glitter glue. I have not once used a glitter glue to put any of these on my eyes, and they have stayed put, been on my eyes all day, not have fallen anywhere on my face. They are beautiful. Absolutely impressed by these completely. Like I said, if they ever come out with a palette with these alone as the whole entire palette, I would be all over it. That's how much I love them. The colors are so unique within themselves. You get this yellow. This is the one I'm wearing on my eyes, which I'll get to the tutorial in a second. You get a true purple, a green, and this one. This is a multi-dimensional color. In the pan, it looks like a soft pink, maybe even white, but when you put it on your eyes, it has a blue-purple shift to it. Super vibrant on the eyes, and if you have a tan, it's really gonna stand out. So for my look today, I wanna share with you guys what I did. Bear in mind, I don't know the names too well, so please, I apologize if I'm butchering the names. It's just I don't know how to pronounce them, so I'm gonna work with what I can. So the first shade I went with is Gairu, which is a satin pink. Now with the satins, you can use them in your crease because they will not show super metallic-y or super shimmery on the eye, so I got away with using the shimmers in my crease. Then I went ahead and did a halo look. I used Tekanako Zaku, which is a matte deep purple. It is not the deepest one in the palette, but as far as the mattes, it is. Patted that one on, and I barely had to build that up. It worked very well. And for the center, I used Dakara, which is this purpley pink duochrome right in the center of my eyes. And then I went ahead in my lower lash line and used the Gairu and the Teikanaku Suku shade mixed together on my lower lash line. So that's the eye look that I came up with today as far as this palette. I have done the bright oranges in here. I have done the soft mints all over the eyes. This is such a beautiful palette. Now, who would I recommend this to? This is a palette for somebody who has been looking for pastel shades, colorful pastel shades, but you've never been able to find a formula that really packs a punch. You don't need to do extra steps with. You don't need to really build up. This is it. And if you want a palette with pastels with a little bit of a jolt to the palette with these multi-chromes at the bottom, oh my goodness gracious, this is just absolutely beautiful. I love this palette. I genuinely do. As far as pastel goes, you know they are few and far between. Either you get a palette that has a few pastels in them, or they are just not great quality, and this one blew me away. This is by far my favorite pastel palette that I own, and I do own two other ones that I have to build up or put a base under, and this one I did not at all. Honestly, if you're looking for a pastel, if you want soft, colorful looks, this is another palette that would go with it, because you can softly put these on the eyes and you're not going to get a very, very vibrant look on the eyes unless you built it up. But it is beautiful. I love it. I enjoy it. It is a very, very great palette. I had no fallout, no creasing, no fading throughout the day. They lasted in this 90+ degree heat that we've been having. We've been having a lot of heat waves, and this has worked beautifully. So if this is something that is interesting for you, this is permanent from my understanding to their collection. They have about 6 different palettes. This is one of the ones that is very, very unique. It stood out to me. The packaging is just adorable and to die for. I love everything about this palette itself. There's nothing that I can say negative about it. I really can't. You even get a brow bone shade if you want, and this is such a soft beigey type with a little bit of pink to it that you can actually use it as a face highlight for a soft look if you care to do that, or an inner corner soft highlight. So that's my review on it. I really do enjoy it. If this is something that appealed to you guys, check it out on their website. You will see there's different looks that other people have posted on there that they have done with this palette, so you can get inspiration from it. On my own, that I've genuinely liked, there's not one look that I have not come up with that I did not like out of this palette. Great, great quality. I'm so happy I found it, because it is very hard for a pastel palette to really win me over, because I've tried very, very crappy ones in the past. So that's it, guys. If you want to check out a new video, I will post one right up here. Until then, I'll catch you guys in that video. Bye, guys.